When words fail, music speaks. Thankfully, music surrounds us. It puts the pep in our step, connects us with history, and sometimes even throws us a lifeline. But it takes a skilled engineer to produce the sound of a song that has both technical balance and heart. Our media team recently had the opportunity to visit Blackbird Studio to have a conversation with one such artist, Grammy Award-winning producer and sound engineer Ben Fowler. Mr. Fowler, thank you so much for letting us come in the studio, this awesome just recording place. I'm overwhelmed, obviously. I just want to ask you, how does it feel to have just this creative palette where you can produce whatever you want and have this level of creativity all right in this room?
I never get used to this because truly this is one of the best studios in Nashville. People can be in this business their whole life and never get the opportunity to be able to work in a room like this, and it's a pretty good palette, particularly with this new technology, the Dolby Atmos surround. So, that was kind of always my dream, to be a musician, and then somehow I got an open door in New York City. I met a producer that was looking at our band, and he invited us out. He owned the biggest studio in the world. Somebody asked me the other day what my favorite record I got to be a part of was, and I don't think I've made it yet, because I still have things in my head and heart that I want to do.
So earlier you mentioned the Dolby Atmos system.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to tell me a little bit about how that has changed the music industry today and how it will change it in the future.
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not sure I can answer it perfectly, but for years we've been mixing and listening in stereo. Now we're going what's called a full 360 approach. Atmos has been something we've had in the theaters for a little while now, but music has really just embraced it deeply. It's been a conversation that's been going on, but with Apple signing on to do it, there's several companies that Amazon Music has spatial audio and playlists that have just surround sound. So you're getting a 360 experience. You're at the front row of a concert. You feel like you can feel the audience around you. If there's audience, if it's a live performance. Right now there's only a few rooms that are set up to do this. So this one's hard to get into, so I'm trying to make the most of it while I'm here.
What is some advice that you would give someone starting out to make it in the music industry?
I think you have to wear a lot of hats in my business now. Particularly, it used to be you were a musician, or you're an engineer, or you strive to be a producer. But now all of us have to wear a few more hats. I used to think I knew how to make records. That was enough. It's not really enough. I have to help newer artists figure out their path forward. It's a lot of fun making records. It's a lot more fun when people hear them.
So tell me about your most memorable moment in your career.
Well, there's been many, but I had a lucky break when I was in my early New York days, and I got assigned a record, and it was Eric Clapton, which several things happened. It was a big comeback record for him. It was I think it won Grammy of the Year, that album of the year. So a huge opportunity for me. So it was also, it gave me a lot of experience along the way, a lot of credibility. I learned a lot about what to do, how to behave and function and collaborate in a room with such heavy characters, because there was a lot riding on it. I mean, not only did that help my career back then, but still kind of does too. It adds a little bit to my, certainly a weight to my credits.
So tell me about what brings you the most amount of joy doing this line of work.
I kind of remind myself, and it probably took years for me to realize this, that most days I get to do something in this zone where I'm working on kind of cool, good music. But I forget sometimes, and I have to remind myself that if you're my new artist, or the new artist that I get to work with, this is the biggest day of your life. You've waited, for years to get in here to do that. And then when I look at it that way, it's like, that's the coolest thing in the world. I'm a part of somebody else's dream. It doesn't matter how long you do this. You feel like it's the first time you've been in the room. For me, it's when somebody hooks a great song. You take a work tape or a demo from a good song to a record. And when that's done masterfully or magically, there's nothing like it. It's what I call a studio moment. They don't happen often enough, but when they do, they're unforgettable. So.
Well, obviously that takes a lot of talent, and you've got a lot of that talent, so I appreciate you letting us come in the studio.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that was a great honor.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you guys are here.